It's a transfer that didn't get done. Luciano Acosta from DC United to PSG, the player flown to Paris. The deal seemed to be done, then breaks apart at the last minute. Before we get into the emotional stuff that he may or may not be going through, I just wonder, were you as surprised as everybody else? And you know what Acosta is and what he isn't when you saw him linked to PSG?
Yeah, look, he's a good player and an impact player in Major League Soccer and for DC United. And Wayne Rooney, when we spoke to him last week in LA in MLS Media Day, told us how important of a player Luciano Acosta was for DC United. So from that point of view, I say, well, look, Luciano is a player that may be looking to go other places. But PSG seemed to be a big jump. And when people were saying, well, it's just a stopgap problem, or they're trying to make sure that they get somebody in place of Neymar, it's like there's a difference between Luciano Acosta and Neymar. So to have him in that conversation, I think is unfair to him. It's disappointing for him, must be said. Yeah. If you're in Paris, it's because you're thinking you're going to be part of this. And when now you pull the plug on it, now we don't know how the player is going to react.
I'll ask you guys if you've ever been in a similar situation. I mean, that's got to be, on a human level, a tremendous disappointment. And now he's got to come back to DC United and, in theory, go back to work.
Well, in some ways, this would have been better had it been the night before the start of the season, because at least then he's stepping into the field and he can sort of try and get rid of it that way. The fact that he's got to go through a whole pre-season thinking about this is a real test of character for him. I mean, you talk about losing an opportunity. How many players in the world get a chance to go to PSG and then to have the rug pulled away? This is a huge challenge for him, and it's a huge challenge for his manager as well.
Well, if he's that good, he'll get another chance. So, you know, stuff happens. Transfers happen. Transfers don't for whatever reasons. Fees, medicals, you know. So, you know, a blow, but not the end of the world. No.
Greg Burley has no sympathy.
Well, no, but the fact that he's coming back into preseason is like, are you kidding me? I mean, I was at the door of a life-changing opportunity, and now
I'm facing the Bethlehem Steel.
Well, you can't help but feel a letdown and a significant letdown. So yes, there has to be some of Ben Olsen major coaching and managing decision is going to have to happen in the preseason and say, you have to be part of what we're doing from here on out.
Everton came in for Clint Dempsey when I had him at the Revs. And we didn't let him go. The league didn't let him go. He was absolutely devastated. He was in our office. He was in the hotel coming to see us before the next game, just pleading, saying all he wants to do is play at the highest level. But he got over it. He showed the right attitude. That's what this Acosta has to do.
Did you have to say anything to him?
Absolutely.
Like, so what does Olsen say?
Said exactly what Craig just said. Said, look, because you don't go to Everton, that doesn't mean... I said, there's plenty of other teams who are going to want you. Because you don't go to Everton today doesn't mean that you might not go to Everton the next day, but certainly the way you play, if you keep doing what you're doing, you don't need to worry about a team coming for you. There'll be plenty of them. And that's what happened.
It just seems to be becoming more bizarre, almost by the day. But, you know, if there's a week he's maybe going to get away with it, it's this week because they're playing Huddersfield. It should be a home banker, I say should, because they're a poor side, very, very poor side, and Chelsea are at home. I'll give him one thing, he's stubborn. I'll give him that.
And you can recognise stubborn.
Oh, yeah, I know a stubborn man when I see a stubborn man. And look, you know, I understand he wants to do things a certain way, and he's even talked about Barcelona and teams like that. Let's not put these sides in the same bracket and players as Barcelona and the way they did things, because they were just doing stuff that was on another level. The bottom line here is he's got to get results, and he's got to get them fast. Now, you had the Chelsea fans singing at Bournemouth, you don't know what you're doing. I don't subscribe to that. The guy clearly knows what he's doing, but at the moment, he just seems reluctant to make the changes that I think almost everybody else can see, and a lot of people are asking for, hence why he goes to a press conference, and most of the journalists are asking him about Hazard and Jorginho and the tactics, and basically he's doubling down.
Stevie, you've been pretty critical of Sarri. Was there anything just from today's stuff that jumped out at you?
Not really. Just the fact that he keeps opening his mouth and saying the wrong thing. You know, and that's what has made it. I called it a circus yesterday. Craig said bizarre today. But that's what makes it seem that way, because every single day this guy's on the back page saying something else that he shouldn't say.
if they're going to catch Liverpool, they're going to need some help from Liverpool, but they themselves have to be near perfect. So I'm guessing, surmising that maybe they have to win 12, 13 out of those 14 matches and certainly stay unbeaten in that run. So this sort of game against Arsenal could be one of the ones that you could say, all right, look, these are the ones that we have to get. If we're going to have a real opportunity, we're going to put a real pressure on Liverpool, we have to make sure we win this game. There has to be a reaction from Manchester City. I expect Manchester City to be very good, to be very impressive, to be the Manchester City that we expect. I think they're good. They win it, and they win it easily.
Can City absorb a draw here?
No.
For their title hopes?
100% no.
I mean, have to win.
Absolutely, yeah.
Win or title's over?
I wouldn't go that far. Liverpool have slipped up at home the last couple of games.
Who you see winning?
City.
Yeah?
Yeah. Particularly after losing at Newcastle. This team is going to come out of the dressing room absolutely fired up. And unfortunately for Arsenal, they're going to get a team that will produce.
Well, that's the thing. You might think, well, they're a little bit slack at the moment, and that was a bad performance. Maybe it's a good time to go, but I think it's the opposite. It's the kick up the backside. You know, not last chance saloon, but you know, not far off it with the games. Not running out, but you know, as every week goes by, it's, you know, the pressure's on. So I think we'll get a reaction. And on top of that, you know, Emery's done a couple of good things tactically in some of the bigger games, but you look at them defensively at the moment, and I think that's the biggest Achilles heel with the players they've got out, and even the players they've got and that they brought in. I don't see City making the same mistakes that they did at St James's Park in midweek.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Extra Time.
That's the old extra time voice. Hey, everybody.
You act like that's not how I always talk.
We pulled you up on this before.
Yeah.
Thought you maybe would have binned it.
You know,
Clearly not.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Did you do that to the in-laws?
To the in-laws.
The outlaws.
Hey,
the outlaws. The in-laws.
when I say, hey, no.
Hey, mummy, daddy.
That is not how I talk to my in-laws.
How do they talk to you?
They don't. They don't.
Well,
it's kind of how we keep the peace. But let's move off that because my wife actually does sometimes listen to this. Garlic bread warlord. Who do I have to have harsh words with to ensure we always get extra time? I think that would be one producer, Pete Van Leer.
Otherwise known as PVL. Yeah.
And PVL, it can also be a verb, like you got PVL.
Yeah, that's usually when we stay late.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pete, that one's on you.
Well, and also, well, to be fair, let's just say that there were multiple takes on a few segments yesterday that maybe made the day longer than it needed to be.
And the responsibility for the extra takes was shared by the group.
No. The responsibility was yours.
All right. It wasn't my best day, you know.
Yesterday or today?
Well, speaking of going down this line, Nando says here.
we won't have to worry about PVL anyway.
No, why?
He'll be going in for his.
He okay?
He's going for his
weekly surgery.
57th operation.
He's going for his weekly surgical visit.
He's a bit of a hypochondriac.
Our bionic boss here, our bionic producer.
No, there's nothing wrong with me, but do you mind operating just in case?
All right, this is all very inside the show. Nando says, why does everyone on ESPN FC, I guess he's talking to me, give you such a hard time? I mean, it's funny and all, but is there any backstory? I don't know that there's any backstory. I'm told that there is, however, some video proof of this.
I'm going on holiday.
However, there you go.
Yes!
Come on!
Who's coming?
Hey, Sebi will be here.
No!
Sebi's getting that. You do realise, though, do these people realise that, that they do realise the only one that probably doesn't get it is Adrian. Because
he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Because Adrian, how do I say this?
You're good, you.
He doesn't get it.
There's a planet. We're on a planet, right? But Dan gets.
Oh yeah,
Dan gets
yeah, for sure.
Really, the reason is that you're insufferable. and annoying.
Thank you for cutting directly to the point.
Adrian on the golf course. When you golf with Adrian, right? He tees off.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch his ball where it goes.
Correct.
Gets in his buggy, parts the buggy, and then the cart, sorry, and then we'll continue for the next 5 or 10 minutes to walk at least 30 yards away from his cart and asking everybody where his ball went. Frightening.
All the while, Stevie
He does it every single
Stevie's
hole.
on the other side of the golf course. What's he doing? What's he doing?
And then when you tell him, right, you go, Adrian, what's your ball? Then you can take your car to the ball, and then when you hit your shot, you don't have 40 yards to walk back to your car. And he just looks at you with that, you know, that glare.
Like you've just explained E equals MC squared.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
like, ah.
processing.
Yeah, right.
Right, Gavwatch says, Ronaldinho was he capitalizes, showboater. Reckless defenders were vilified if they injured him. Old schoolers have created this negative Neymar narrative and enabled revenge fouls. All coaches would jump at the chance to sign Neymar. Old schoolers in the media are enabling dirty football.
Are you sure that's not your account?
That's actually, Gav is my burner
sure
account.
That's not, yeah, that's not you.
I did call you guys old school the other day.
What's old school?
That's a lot of nonsense.
I don't know what old school is.
That's an absolute lot of nonsense. I don't care whether you played 100 years ago or yesterday. If you try and take the mick out your opponent, you deserve to get kicked. If you want to go and show us all your skills and play passes and dribble past people and put the ball in the net, then we'll applaud you and we'll thank you for it. But don't try and take the mick out of a fellow professional and not expect to get kicked.
I don't believe you were here for the great Neymar debate.
I agree with the gentleman.
Man, by
the way, I don't even need to hear what they have to say.
Because you know I was on the other side.
Correct, and I will disagree with you
right.
just out of principle.
Yeah, and I think that's actually a pretty good strategy. Alex,
the Neymar
apologists.
The Neymar, they're like a bunch of, we would say in Scotland, they're like a bunch of greeting bairns, crybabies. Honestly, do you know the amount of grown men that have tweeted me and they're nothing like more than fanboys with Neymar bios? God, these people are. They should be.
What's the guy
they
going
should
to,
be sectioned.
What's the guy going to do if he meets you in the street?
Punch my face in.
Really?
It was pretty straightforward.
To be fair, I think I heard the wife say that as well.
Yeah, that listens to be long.
But he follows me on Twitter.
Yes, that makes sense.
Alex wants to know is.
I had a great one yesterday. This guy said, "Thank God this show's on ESPN Plus now, and I don't have to watch it." You didn't have to watch it when it was on ESPN2 or ESPN News. You have a remote control. We forced them. And now we're forcing them to go to Plus.
Alex wants to know, is David Luiz overrated or just plain awful? His performance today brought back memories of Brazil 1, Germany 7.
Overrated? I'm not sure.
I don't think it's
the guy's a football player. The guy can pass the ball. The guy can see a pass and deliver a ball as good as anybody. But his defending in a back four is questionable. So I would suggest that his coach, particularly right now, has put him in a position where he's not going to be his best. If you put him in a 3 like Conte did, he was absolutely fantastic. He didn't have to mark anybody, he didn't have to tackle anybody. He just went around and covered up, picked up all the bits of mess.
Is that David Luiz?
And then got Chelsea playing again. That's what he did.
Overrated or just plain awful?
No, he's not awful, and he's not overrated. I think he's actually properly rated. We would all tell you that he's good for a mistake in just about every game. But if you put him in a position where he's going to be showcased and exposed by all the mistakes that he's willing and capable of making, then of course he's going to look worse than he actually is. I don't think he's overrated. I just think he's got mistakes in him.
Next question is, if Celtic were in the Premier League, could they qualify for Europa League? More interesting than that, though, is the name of the person who sent it in. Craig Burley's beard. Oh, Craig, there are...
I've got a beard now. Shaka still got his.
Oh, John, you never had a beard.
Oh, I was
you call that a beard?
I tried. The answer
Did you know about this account?
Well, the guy's actually tweeted me.
Oh, okay.
The beard has.
The beard.
The answer to the question would be no. However, and it's Celtic and its current guys. However, and I always say this, if they were in the Premier League long term with their structure and getting the Premier League money, they would be in a much better position to do so. But not straight away, no.
Kartik asks, could you please ask Stevie when he will make his Twitter comeback and reveal his ad campaign? Refer to Salah.
Not happening.
Never.
Nope.
You're done.
Done.
But he's not cancelled it.
Why? What was the thought
I
process?
don't know. I don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to do it?
Deactivate it. He's not deactivated it. It's
Yeah.
just there. He's not.
Yeah, why'd you get off Twitter?
Well, because of these. It doesn't matter what you say. All the offended brigade jump on anything and everything. So you know what? Don't jump on somebody else. Yeah. What's your account?
It's hold on, it's at Free Beerly, Craig Burley's
At
beard.
Steve
There you go.
Nicol.
Yeah.
61.
At Steve Nichols 61, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Get on him. That's
I
good.
think you left because you were bitter that they never gave you the blue check.
What, do you even think he knows what a blue check is?
You're right.
What are you talking
I overstated
check.
his technological
Who
acumen.
cares about a blue chip? What's that game? What's that make you?
Well, you're better.
Certified.
Oh, absolutely
Wait a minute,
distraught. I'll
Can
never
you-
sleep tonight.
Can you give that shoulder shimmy again?
Ooh,
Tell
certified.
you what, it's better than the one you did at the
At the basketball game.
flossing the other day.
No. Hey,
You want to compare
What?
flosses again?
I don't mind, but the smile on your face.
What am I
you
supposed
were
to do?
loving it.
What do you
You
want
were
me to do?
absolutely loving it.
He knew the cat.
I was supposed to have a crowd on my face when I did.
Well, you were doing it, and you look at the big screen going like that.
let me do it again. Let me do it again. hey, speaking of again, can you do the shoulder shimmy again?
Meet me on camera 4.
Yeah.
Shine.
Well, now
What was the word that
now
we
he's
said?
directing
What was
as
the word?
well.
Yeah.
What was the word that you... certified.
Was there a jump?
Ooh, certified.
Was there a jumbotron at that basketball game?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, why? He's
He looked
right
up.
on
He's
it.
like, "Oh, it's my moment. It's my moment."
Seems to be
Did you see
filtering.
how I like shoved the little kids who were also
Yeah.
dancing off to the side just to get all the
Seems to
clicking?
be, seems to be filtering through the company. Sees.
Okay, let's end then on David's question. I like this one. Predictions on the Super Bowl winner, bonus for a final score.
Patriots,
You want to give us a final score there, Stevie?
more than the Rams.
Okay, thank you.
It'd be nice to see the Rams win.
Is that
I don't know.
who you picking? Who you picking?
Just because they get it done, I'm going to have to pick the Patriots.
Okay,
Dallas Cowboys.
okay.
Yep.
9 Super Bowls. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
For
Brady?
Tom Brady.
No, anybody want to give a final score?
Yep.
Be high scoring, wasn't it?
I'm glad that
You asked,
you're
Craig.
conferring.
Yes.
I'm going to go
It'll be high
Brilliant,
scoring.
Matt.
30-21.
30-21 Patriots. You heard it
I'm going to
here
go
first.
30-27.
Okay, I like that.
Possible.
I prefer. Yes, yeah, very
No,
possible.
I was thinking are some. No, they are. Any score?
Yeah,
Is
any-
21 possible? In
Yeah, that's at 3 touchdowns is 21. It's very almost likely. It's 21.
Oh, that was a guess.
35-17 Patriots.
That's, wow. Well,
And I'm sure. What's going on? Why are you writing this down?
well, on Sunday I can bring it up and
Hold
maybe
on.
somebody nailed it.
Who's my girl? So you can get 27.
Yeah, you can get 27. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Oh, simple math.
Just to host an NFL postgame. Thanks for coming, bud.
So you're going to bring this up on Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, if somebody happens to nail it, yeah.
What, on Sunday?
Or, well, Monday, probably,
Hey, when
right?
I did that, I had my minions getting me all the details. I didn't
Oh,
think.
the minions. Okay, well, you and...
Yeah, thanks, minion, by the way.
All right.
You've just become one of my
Yeah,
minions.
yeah, I feel like that's
Hey.
probably on my business card. I'll take the
You've got
Rams
a business
just to be the
card?
contrarian.
You've got a business card?
I bet it has as
Well, I
well.
sent it
I bet
to
it
a
has as
website.
well.
I sent away to a website where they'll make them for.
He has a blue check on it.
Ooh. I don't know what we're supposed to say now, but you see the graphic. We're done.